Hi, Jeff here, the youth director from River City Church in Cambridge, Ontario. This video I'm just creating to share with you some of the resources I found really helpful for growing my faith while I'm stuck at home during a pandemic. It should go without saying, but there are two things that I need to mention before I share these resources with you. One is that none of them are meant to replace the things that are offered by your local church. The small groups, the sermons, the musical worship, all those things are primary. It's important to be a part of your local church. These things are meant to buttress those things. They're meant to help you grow even beyond and in addition to those things. The second thing that I need to say before sharing these resources is that there's a wide variety of teaching available within them. And it's by and large excellent teaching, but River City Church doesn't fully endorse anyone or any resource who I'm going to list here. Other than that, I'm really looking forward to sharing these resources with you, and I hope that you enjoy them as well. All right, the first resource that I want to share with you is Right Now Media. Now, Right Now Media is typically a paid service, but you'll see up here that currently, due to the pandemic, they're giving access to their limited library for free. And even in the limited library, there's a lot for you to look at. Right Now Media is sort of like the Netflix of Christian Bible study. If you look here, there's lots to watch, a bunch of study series. You could even use these in your small group. Or you can use them individually. There are things for kids, for youth, for adults. There are things that are more geared towards apologetics. There are things that are more geared towards developing spiritual disciplines. Lots of interesting stuff. As a youth group, we're going through the Gospel of Mark with Francis Chan right now. So it's great. I'd really recommend giving this a look. You just have to create an account for free to gain access to their limited library. This one is really great in my opinion, and I'm really glad they're offering some of it for free. The second resource that I love and use a lot in my own spiritual growth and also in planning for youth group is Bible Project. The people behind the Bible Project have developed a mission statement, which is that the Bible is a unified story that leads to Jesus. And while that couldn't be more true, their resources are absolutely amazing at getting that message across. If you just look through this website, you'll see a ton of videos, podcasts, all kinds of things to satisfy your desire for learning. And they can take really complex themes in the Bible and make them just so accessible. So that I think this resource is good for people who are academic and really like to dig deep, and people who aren't but want to be able to understand some of these concepts that have previously been maybe inaccessible to them. So lots of great videos, high quality stuff. The main narrator has a PhD in biblical studies, specializing in Old Testament. They're fantastic. If you just look at the menu, lots of different stuff here: Church at Home series, Bible video downloads, posters, video notes, classroom beta. They've actually started offering master's level courses. I don't think that they're accredited anywhere, but they're at that level of biblical scholarship. So if that interests you, this is a great place to be. Of course, podcast is over here. It's a great one. Associated with the Bible Project is one of my other favorite resources, and that's the Read Scripture app. You can use this on your mobile device. You can see that it's available anywhere you typically get your apps for your mobile devices. And what it does is it divides the whole Bible into a reading plan where you go through it in a year. It's usually 4 chapters a day plus a psalm. It's really doable amounts for most readers, and it's just been really helpful in actually moving through the Bible in a year. Also, integrated into the app are some of the excellent videos from the Bible Project website that can help give you context. I've found this really helpful when I'm going through books of the Old Testament that are kind of hard to understand given where we are in our very different culture. And the videos at the outset and throughout of books like Leviticus have really helped me to understand the context and better understand why a book like Leviticus would actually apply to me today. This is a great one. Also, this one is free, just like Bible Project is free. They're free all year round. The next resource is one I spoke about with Sean in our most recent podcast. It's worshiptutorials.com. I'm not as familiar with this website, but there are many like it, and I want to encourage you to look for them. If you have a piano you hardly play or an old guitar in your house, and you're looking to pick it up and start worshiping God musically while we can't as a church, this is a great place to go. It is a paid service, as you can see, but usually they have a free song of the week, and they also have an associated YouTube channel where they have a lot of these videos, which are free, that you can look at any time to teach you how to play certain songs. There are also lots of other worship tutorials on YouTube, not associated with this website, but just remember, as with any nook or cranny of the internet, the same with YouTube and worship tutorials, there's good stuff and bad stuff. And you've just got to use your critical thinking and figure out what's actually helpful for you. Finally, I just recommend podcasts. Most of us have some extra time now, so it's good to give a listen. I already mentioned the Bible Project. There are a bunch of other good podcasts. These are just a few examples, but Desiring God with John Piper, Knowing Faith from the Village Church, Ravi Zacharias. He's more of an apologetics guy. The Gospel Coalition podcast. The Gospel Coalition also has a website, and so do all of these other podcasts. They have associated websites, but the Gospel Coalition has great articles and videos, as well as some live streams. The first Thursday, when we were really calling this a pandemic, Tim Keller, who's the founder of the Gospel Coalition, gave a live broadcast of the Christian understanding of suffering and why bad things happen. And that's just great stuff to know. You can get sermons from other churches. Again, none of this is meant to be instead of what your local church offers, but in addition to. Thanks for watching. That's it for my video on resources that have helped me during this pandemic to grow in my faith. If there are any I didn't mention here that have been helpful to you, please mention them. Send them in an email to info@rivercitychurch.org or post a comment below this video wherever you find it. And speaking of podcasts, the one that I didn't mention was our own Q, the River City Church podcast. It's aimed at answering your questions about sermons and interviewing staff members about their area of expertise. If you have a question that you want answered there, send it to the same email I mentioned previously. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I just hope that you are able to make the best of this pandemic and find a way to really grow and thrive in it. God bless.